9 hours of driving. I just got here. It's quite a few semi-trucks and trailers, professional kart stands. It's pretty cool. Okay, I've been out for some practice. It's been really busy this morning. I haven't had a chance to get any video whatsoever. So I'm going to try and show you a little bit about what's going on. I don't have very long to go until I'm back on the track. We're heading to the grid. Rotax Masters is coming up.
Rotax Masters to the grid, please. Rotax Masters to the grid.
There we go. See if I can keep up. So I've been practicing. I've gone out 3 times. On the 3rd session, my rib really didn't feel very good at all. I got a lot of soreness here. So I'm going to reduce my practicing for today. Unfortunately, it means I'm probably not going to catch up to the leaders. I'm just going to go slow. I don't want to wreck the whole season just for one race. Okay, so that's the end of day 1. I hurt my rib. I can't practice anymore. I got to try and save it for tomorrow for the race. Hopefully I can make it through tomorrow, and there's also Sunday after that too. Fighting injury in karting is real. This is a very physical sport. My arms are sore, my ribs are sore. The arms I can deal with, it's the ribs. You'd be surprised at how many new Rotax drivers and new kart drivers in general get really sore ribs, a lot of rib injuries. So yeah, gonna have fun. Gonna take advantage of the time to go around and interview people and just show you guys what's going on in the paddock here. There's a lot of action, a lot of wrenches being turned, a lot of interesting setups. I'll go and see if I can find something interesting. Overdrive Motorsports tent. They've rented this big area, so the large area that's dry and sheltered. They're supporting 7 drivers here, so it's a little bit more space and equipment here.
Joey Guion, owner of Overdrive Motorsports. Been racing for about 30 years now.
So this is my first time coming to one of these, and there's a lot going on. What's some advice for some first timer like me? What's the #1 mistake you see a guy like me make?
Usually guys that are here for the first time try to change a little bit too much on their karts and not focus on the driving. So I'd say keep at it, watch a couple other sessions. The faster guys, stay out there and watch the senior max and your trouble corners, and just make small fine-tuning adjustments and keep a lot of notes.
So don't try and fix the kart, basically.
Exactly.
Okay, that's cool. Next, we headed over to CRG West to see how their tent was set up and what was going on inside of there. So this is Justin with CRG West. I just wanted to ask you, what's some advice for a brand new driver? What's the #1 mistake you see new drivers make out there?
Buy the best kart your budget will allow you to buy.
Okay. Obviously a CRG.
Yeah, if you want to CRG, sure. But
I run CRG, just so you know.
there's a lot of good karts out there, but yeah, don't buy the cheap ones. The cheap ones won't last you past your first season. So if you get one that's a good Italian brand, Tony Canada CRG, or you will always, it'll last as long as you're in karting.
So Fred and Jimmy did an excellent job. They helped me diagnose a little bit of problems with the carburetor on the car. And based on their advice, I went and took the car to Joey from Overdrive, and we basically rebuilt the whole thing and got it running. I'll tell you guys, it's really nice to have all the resources available. There's 3 or 4 different manufacturers here that are providing service to these guys. It's amazing, and having the confidence that your machine's working at the way it's supposed to, you can focus on your driving and not focus on fixing stuff. It makes a big difference. So I have to put the carburetor back in the car and cook something to eat, have a shower, and go to bed. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's another morning. I think everything's good to go. Heading to the driver's meeting. It's raining right now, but it's a light rain, so you can see the asphalt still isn't wet yet. So we're hopeful that the rain's going to pass. The weather forecast says is going to pass, so we're not going to put the wet tires on. It's very different driving in the rain, I'll tell you. When the pavement gets cold and a little bit damp, everything's different. So qualifying is going to be very interesting. I qualified in 4th, and I tied for 3rd with the other guy from Calgary, Dan, and we tied to the thousandths of a second. The score is exactly the same. I think it placed us by alphabetical order. So I actually came in 3rd, and the only... Okay, so I'm starting at the front of the grid, and I got a bunch of fast guys that are way faster than me, and they're following. It's going to be disaster. This is Dan and Brent from Calgary. We came in 3rd and 4th on the grid. We're going to be walking around the rest of the day with our potbellies hanging out. Oh, yeah! The slow potbelly guys from Calgary are on 3rd and 4th
at the front of the grid. We're coming through.
It's going to be a disaster for the race.
Yeah, it is.
I'm really excited for the race now. Unfortunately, everyone's learned from what happened. Half the grid was on wets or intermediates, and the other, only 4 of us were on slicks. And all 4 of us placed way ahead of everybody else. So we made the right tire choice. And now everyone's learned from that, so the next race is going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot more difficult. Now it's really raining hard. I had to scramble to try and get wet tires. I had a set of Mojos, but they're not the legal tire. And all the vendors are sold out of what the legal tire is. So I'm going to be running an MG tire. It's just slower than the tire that everyone else is going to be on. But there's not much I can do about it. Huge thanks to Overdrive for helping me get them mounted so fast. That was crazy trying to get them mounted. I don't have the skill, but those guys literally did it and like pop, and we're done. So thank you, Overdrive. Hopefully we can salvage a race, and hopefully they don't disqualify me for having a slower tire than the field. Really bummed about the last race. I ended up spinning, getting back on the track, and was actually still in good position. But then a couple corners later, I broke my chain. Wasn't able to finish. It's all back together. It's ready to go. Now the track's starting to dry up, and I'm trying to make the decision as to whether I go dry tires or I stay with these wet tires. So that's the end of the race. I can't tell you how sore my arms are. It's incredibly sore. But it's 16 laps plus 2 warm-up laps. So my lap counter says 19 on it. And that was double the laps I've ever ran in a single session before. The last couple laps, I was getting pretty tired. I was waiting for the checkered flag. I was like, where's that checkered flag? Bring it on. So, but it was a good experience. Tomorrow, we're forecasting for rain, and I'm gonna have to see if I can even do it. Right now, my arms are quite injured, so we'll see tomorrow whether I can get through it with painkillers or whether it's gonna be a wrap for the weekend. I won't know till the morning, see how I feel. So here we are, Sunday morning. My arms are extremely sore. I was able to get my rain tires stamped, so I should be able to qualify and race on those. I'm gonna skip the practice session because my arms are not gonna make the day if I don't limit my track time. I'm gonna try qualifying and try doing the race, the first race, and then we'll decide on the second race. It's pretty wet today, it's raining. Everything's wet. The wet tires are on. It's a good time to get some wet experience, I guess. Finished about almost 30 seconds behind the pack. That's mostly due to lack of practice, lack of experience, I'll be honest. By the end of the session, I was doing minute 10s and everyone else doing minute 8s. So probably half of that's due to different rubber on the cart and the other half's due to this. But it took me several laps to get the confidence to start pushing the cart harder and harder, and in the last few laps I was doing better. Just learning how to run in the rain, I'll be honest. So coming up to the final here, it's starting to dry. There's a good chance we'll be running on dries, and for me that's actually really hard because you have to trust the kart and trust the track not to send you off into the weeds, and you only got a small envelope to drive in, because if you're offline by 2 or 3 feet, it can make a big difference in grip. So getting the confidence to push the tires is hard. And if you don't push the tires, they don't warm up. So it's kind of like you got to kind of hang it out there. So we'll see if I can get up to speed as fast as everyone else for the final. You gotta teach me how to drive in the wet though.
Not that hard. To be honest, some corners you have to lose your back end.
It's really hard. You gotta put the gas on to turn.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the car starts turning.
Yeah. Definitely.
So that's probably why I was so far off pace right there.
Yeah, but you'll do better in the final.